there. Today I wanted to share about the ability to be living in your life with a feeling of tenderness that might feel like you're lacking ambition, but that it is actually a powerful way of recharging your batteries and being in the solitude and the alone time and the regrouping time that you really need. I've been noticing lately that there's been, in the last 4 days, a deep feeling of not wanting to do a thing. It has nothing to do with fatigue, like true fatigue, like tired. It has to do with not wanting to be out there in the world and to be so present that there isn't anything that my mind is attending to. It's not attending to anything. It's quiet, it's still, and it's really feeling the preciousness of being right in the moment. There's this feeling of softness that is so delicate and beautiful that even the idea of doing anything past that feeling feels heavy, it feels loaded, it feels like too much to do. So I have been using any moments that I have, and sometimes hours, of being in this tenderness. I've often fallen asleep, which I can never do during the day. I'm not a napper. And maybe I'm a rapper, but I'm not a napper. And there has been this new ability to sleep for hours, and yet, again, it isn't a fatigue. It feels like a wonderful opportunity to feel into a deep resonance that is still, that is revealing Akashic records that can be felt at this time. What do I mean by I'm recognizing truths. Yoga might be starting on a deep cellular level that I wouldn't feel if I wasn't in this place of stillness. Let me give you an example. I'm noticing that there is a tenderness that I'm abiding by that I didn't feel before. And this tenderness is allowing me to feel all emotions without any of them taking me down. For example, when I do the dishes, I'm feeling this gratitude for standing on both feet, for being in the moment of washing the dishes, the feeling of washing the dishes, of having food that I just ate. So there's this deep sense of gratitude and presence. One thing that happens for me when I do the dishes, I remember something that a friend and student always said. And she said that after her cancer journey, she felt it was such a precious experience to do the dishes because she didn't have the energy before to do them. She was too ill from the radiation or the chemo or the surgery of the mastectomy, but she couldn't do just a simple task like dishes. And so when she had the ability again, it felt remarkable and like a privilege. And ever since Dolly told me that, thank you Dolly, I have been doing the dishes with a real zeal and a presence I didn't feel before. Also, I have a story from another friend, Paul, who told me how he feels very often deeply sad when he's doing the dishes, because doing the dishes for him resembles a time in his life when he was quite young and his parents were alive, and the three of them would do the dishes together. And it was their time where they would connect and share stories about their day, and there was this real sense of teamwork and cohesion, and it was like a dance. And so he always remembered the dishes as being a time when he connected with his parents. And because his parents died when he was young, he feels this melancholy and this longing when he does the dishes. So what I've noticed is this tenderness that I'm feeling inside is not capable of going into sad feelings or sad stories like Paul's. Instead, it has this ability to only feel gratitude or presence. So I'm connecting to Dolly's story of feeling gratitude and fantastic when she does the dishes. And what I've noticed is because I'm feeling the fantasticness of doing the dishes, just a simple task, and the luxury of having the time to do them, I feel as if my appreciation of the dishes is carrying over into the other story I know, of Paul's story, feeling sad when he does the dishes. And I have a sense that somehow my appreciation of doing the dishes is infiltrating in a long, traveling way, a cosmic way, in the ether, in the social consciousness, that's that's streaming out like a kite strings into Paul's consciousness, because we are connected. And I don't mean just by friends and on Facebook, but we are connected through consciousness, and that this is assisting perhaps his ability to feel joy when he's doing the dishes. So I'm noticing this tenderness is carrying into a positivity, a gratefulness, and a capacity to experience each moment that is fuller than I was experiencing before. I felt gratitude in my life all the time before. I felt beauty moments constantly before. It's that there's an elaboration of that capacity now from the tenderness. And so I'm feeling incredible gratitude for having this ability to have the quiet time in these winter months and experience this tenderness and everything that it is revealing inside my consciousness, to feel more beauty, more of a softness and an interconnectedness, like a constellation, connecting more to other stardust, other stars in our galaxy, other souls in our galaxy, so that this tenderness is really connecting me to other souls on a very real way, not just in an idea or a sense of interconnectedness. It's a truth that's actually starting to create a different feeling in the world, where I feel a benevolence that I couldn't know before. So I'm highly valuing training. I'm highly valuing this tenderness and not feeling like I need to get up and do something. But I'm letting it have its air and airing it and letting it have its representation in my life and in my tissue. And thereby it's affecting my consciousness. Yeah, thanks for listening.